bestbookbits.com brings you the book summary of The Narrow Road, a brief guide to the getting of money by Felix. One of the world's most successful media moguls, shares 88 tips for starting the business and getting rich. In How to Get Rich, British mogul Felix told the engaging story of how he started the media empire and became one of the wealthiest men in Britain, all without a college degree or any formal training. Now he shows readers exactly what it takes to start a business and make it successful. Dennis offers a guide for those determined to attempt what he calls the getting of money, regardless of the consequences. His 88 tips include: do not fall in love with any project. You may believe it wholeheartedly, but must remain prepared to abandon it should it show signs of failing. If you are unwilling to fail, sometimes publicly or even catastrophically, you will never be rich. You will never get rich working for your boss. No one knows better than Dennis what it takes to get rich, and his battle-tested advice, delivered with his signature wit, will surely appeal to serious entrepreneurs. Before we start this summary, we at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 book summaries in video, written, and audio format, so follow us at bestbookbits.com, YouTube, and Apple Podcast. On with the summary. In the getting of money, it's wise to consider one's motives for getting itself. It's better to wrestle with motive early and consider its strengths at leisure than to be surprised by it at some perilous moment in the future when all is in the balance. The 3 valid reasons for not attempting to become rich are: number 1, I do not wish to be rich. Number 2, I would like to be rich, but I have other priorities. And 3, I'm too stupid to make the attempt. Apart from those listed above, most of the so-called reasons for not pursuing wealth are not reasons at all. They are excuses. They are the children of fear and the parents of 1,000s if-onlys. Anyone in good health and reasonable intelligence, provided they utterly commit themselves to the journey, can succeed on the narrow road. The commitment is vital. Luck helps, but only if you do not waste time seeking it. The belief that you have a great idea is not worth shit. Ideas are 10 a penny, while the ability to execute counts for a great deal more. Who is likely to succeed? Not those who want to, and not those who need to, or those who deserve to, but those who are utterly determined to, whatever the cost of themselves and to those around them. There is no point in sitting around thinking about getting started, not just for getting the money, but for just about anything. Forget glamour if the getting of money is your top priority. The reason is obvious. The laws of supply and demand apply not to commodities, but to the choices people make. Too many people wish to make blockbuster movies and live in Beverly Hills. Not enough people wish to start a landfill company and dig holes. Gold rushes rarely happen in old mines. New or rapidly developing sectors often provide more opportunities to get rich. You have to cut loose to get rich, from parents and family, from working for others, and from negative influences. It's not that they do not care about you. They may well do, but 2 fears confront them. They openly fear you are placing yourself in harm's way, which cannot be a good thing, and they secretly fear that should you succeed, you will expose their own timidity. Young, penniless, and inexperienced, excellent. You possess an advantage neither education, nor upbringing, nor even money can buy. Having almost nothing, you have nothing to lose. Slightly better off, and on the way up, you have the experience and the remnants of youthful stamina. Now is the time to decide whether you wish to continue to make your employer even richer, or instead become rich yourself. Veteran manager or experienced professional, find yourself a young and fearless partner. It's your best, perhaps your only chance to survive and succeed on the narrow road. If you have ever wondered why there are so few really wealthy self-made men and women in the world, you now have the answer. It has little to do with chance and everything to do with your capacity to accept the risk of being humiliated in the attempt, not just once, but many times perhaps. Startup capital is simply too precious to squander on physical purchases. The creating of a frugal company culture begins on the first day. Revenues are not within your control. Cash spent on perks and fancy gear is. Compulsion trumps desire in 2 ways: intensity and longevity. The road to riches is a marathon, not a sprint. Life is not a rehearsal. The getting of money may be a silly game, but it is a game with serious rules. It requires a level of discipline and toleration of hardships that is inimical to what most people regard as the purpose of a fulfilled life. Cash flow is the lifeblood of any business. Failure to monitor cash flow is the source of most startup failures. Obsessive monitoring and forecasting of cash levels cannot of themselves generate cash, but they can provide startup owners with an early warning, one that may well make the difference between ruin and survival. Keeping costs low is a vital necessity for a startup company. One golden rule is overhead walks in two legs. Do not fall in love with any project. You may believe in it wholeheartedly, but must remain prepared to abandon it should it show signs of failing. Then examine whether the failure lies in the product or service itself or in its implementation. If you're not determined to become rich, there is only one talent you require: the talent to identify, hire, and nurture others with talent. Talent is indispensable, although it is always replaceable. There are 6 simple rules concerning talent: identify it, nurture it, reward it, protect it from being poached, and when the time comes, fire it. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Johann Wolfgang van Gogh. If you are seeking for the right place and the right time, you are reading the wrong book. It is always the right time, and this is the only place we have. You must choose between seeking riches or seeking contentment. You may achieve neither, but you surely cannot seek both. Given time, a salary begins to exert an attraction and addictiveness all of its own. Regular paychecks and crack cocaine have that in common. Working for others is a reconnaissance expedition. It means not an end, an apprenticeship, not a goal. There are only 6 ways of obtaining capital. You can be given it or inherit it. You can win it or you can steal it. You can marry it or you can earn it. You can borrow it. However, the best 2 options we have here are either earning capital or borrowing it. Very, very few entrepreneurs who accept a 51% partnership in a new venture will get rich if they are also expected to run it. Control is mandatory. You cannot get rich all on your own. No one can. You have to work within or more likely create the right environment. Human capital is by far the most important element of your environment, whether you're starting up or deep in the game. By focusing on obtaining the right human capital, you vastly increase your chances of becoming rich. Your employees, colleagues, professional advisors, suppliers, and customers are all human capital. Choosing those that will serve you best is an art form. In the earliest days of a startup, you will likely have to do the hiring yourself. The truth is, there are many clever, cunning, and adept people who are risk adverse. You are not a risk adverse because you are dedicated to becoming rich. Believe it or not, much clever people than yourself will happily work for you, providing they do not have to brave the narrow road. When hiring, ignore prejudices, likes, and dislikes. This is not only good law, it's good sense. Effectiveness, integrity, adeptness, professionalism, a desire to shine in the world. These are the attributes you seek. Who you like or do not like is irrelevant. Team spirit is for losers. Financially speaking, it is the glue that binds losers together, a strategy used by employers to shackle useful employees to their desks. The road to riches begins with commitment and proceeds upon the basis of decisions and actions taken. Listen by all means. Listening intently is one of the most underrated of all entrepreneurial talents, but defer to no one. Equal partnership sucks. Anyone determined to create wealth from a standing start must make a pact with themselves to abandon the fear of failure. One cannot banish fear, but one can face it down, crush it, bury it, padlock it in the deepest recesses of your heart and soul, and leave it there to rot. Having a great idea is not enough. It's the manner in which ideas are executed that counts. Implementation will always trump ideas, however good those ideas are. If you never have a single great idea in your life, but become skilled in executing the great ideas of others, you can succeed beyond your wildest dreams. They do not have to be your ideas. Execution is all. Man alone lays claim to ownership. We purport to believe that individuals or groups can own the most astonishing things: islands, mines, mountains, forests, rivers, hills, and deserts. Such a collective delusion illustrates how silly the chasing of wealth really is. It defies logic because we are mortal and can take nothing with us. Wealth may provide access, but never true ownership. The getting of money is a game. While the objective is absurd, the rules are deadly serious. Precisely the reverse of a position taken by many who wish to become rich. In their estimation, the objective is serious, while the rules are often absurd. Contracting an incurable disease is a serious matter. The death of a loved one is a serious matter. Even the rejection of your affection can be a serious matter. The making and losing of money is not a serious matter. Ownership of an asset isn't the most important thing in the getting of money. It is the only thing. There is only one enemy: time. Time spent recharging your batteries and maintaining your physical and mental health is not wasted. It is a necessity. Time frittered away attending to tasks easily achieved by relatively inessential to your ultimate goal is wasted, a criminal waste of precious resource. Prioritizing is the key for every successful entrepreneur. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. Preparation is the key. Being prepared to do the heavy lifting and the homework in advance. Getting on with the job in hand, but remaining alert enough to spot a lucky opportunity when it arrives and then hammering at it with prepared intensity. If one is not prepared, the opportunity will go begging. If one is not alert, all the preparation will be for naught. All who learn to delegate wisely and early increase their chances of success in the getting of money to a significant degree. Entrepreneurs and moguls are often poor managers because they never had time to practice the art of management. They were too busy delegating and becoming rich. Tenacity will sustain and encourage you not just to persist, but to do so in a more adaptable way. Without self-belief, nothing can be accomplished. With it, nothing is impossible. Persistence offers you a second and third bite at the cherry. Tenacity ensures that you will continue to search for alternatives, ways to succeed. Self-belief encourages you to stare down failure and naysayers, while tenacity works its magic. Embrace our doubts. Without them, there is only naked ego, the kind of certainty that leads to untrammeled arrogance, to cruelty, or worse. How to become a leader? By not seeking all the glory your smarter employees earn. Making time to sleep well, eat well, and take an occasional walk in the park is not slacking, not a betrayal of the cause. It's just good sense. Keeping mentally and physically fit is essential. It is difficult facing up to swiftly changing realities on the ground. Most of us would prefer for things to stay pretty much the same so that we can carry on making money in the same way, but things do not stay the same. Ownership shall be half of the law, doing an outstanding job shall be the other half. Besides increase your chances in succeeding, there is an extra benefit attached to excellence. Should your company fail, the reputation of what was produced will endure, while the failure of the business itself will soon be forgotten. Breaking your neck is a misfortune. Losing someone you love is a tragedy. Failing to accumulate a fortune on the narrow road is not a misfortune, it's just part of the game. When going through hell, keep going. Never fall in love with a deal. A deal is just a deal. There will always be other deals and other opportunities. No deal is a must-do deal. The best time to sell a business is when you don't have to. The worst time is when you have little choice. Hire the best qualified accountant or finance director you can afford, even before you can afford them. Success has 1,000 fathers. Failure is always an orphan. Closing down a business is a miserable affair. Shoulder the responsibility squarely. Get it done as fairly and responsibly as you can. And remember, there will be other opportunities later. You'll be back. It was all just a silly game, wasn't it? Don't forget to help other young entrepreneurs when you can, but don't tell them what you found at the end of the road. No need to spoil the surprise. And that's a wrap on this book, The Narrow Road. If you want the book summary, click the link below to download this. We're at Best Book Bits again. I've done over 1,000 book summaries in video written in audio format. If you want to help support the channel, you can by purchasing our top 450 Best Book Bits summaries in one massive downloadable PDF along with the MP3s, so you can read and listen offline anywhere forever. Also follow us at bestbookbits.com, Apple Podcast, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, and comment, and all those nice things. Thanks again for watching and listening. Have yourself an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye now.